do its thing for a couple seconds. Look like a couple of goofballs.
Couple screwballs.
Godzilla watching over.
One of those is Mothra. The other was 1954 Godzilla, and the other one was Mecha Godzilla, and that one was a 54 Godzilla too. So two of those are 54, one Mecha, one Mothra. The Mothra he got the day, 2 days before Christmas, I want to say, because he was a good boy, so we got it for him. Plus, that's the most rarest of them all, is that one. So.
Good deal. I guess we should explain what we're doing now, huh?
Hey, Patreon donors, welcome to your Spirits Club video for the month of January. Robert Solomon here, Spider here. This time we are testing the Skrewball peanut butter flavored whiskey. And it is made by, let's see who this is made by. It is made by Skrewball Spirits, Miraloma, California. So something out of California. Now, fair warning to everybody out there, it does contain peanuts. So if you have a peanut allergy, definitely want to steer clear of this one. Other than that, we're looking forward to tasting it. It was between this and, what was the name of that rum we were going to try?
You know, I forget.
It was in a cool, like, magic potion style bottle. Maybe next time. The peanut butter whiskey just called out to me. I wanted to try it, and you know, he wasn't opposed to it. So we're doing another whiskey. People are like, "Why are they doing anything?"
We said we weren't going to, but we're doing it anyway.
Yeah, we're doing it anyway. So without further ado, let's open her up.
Now, I'm gonna warn everybody. I'm not gonna seem super enthusiastic. I got a raging toothache tearing through my gums at the moment. So.
Ooh, smell that.
It smells like peanut butter.
Mmm. I like the smell of that.
It might be like one of those rum balls, only not, like...
Yeah, it's a peanut butter. Yeah. How much you want? Where you want to go up to?
Right there's fine.
Alrighty, I'll get you going here. There you go.
Take a look. It's a nice solid brown color. Looks kind of like what would be a peanut butter, huh?
It's almost like an amber.
Yeah.
You know, it's this real like... Oh, you get it opens up. You know, once you really get the smell, you get the full flavor going. Okay, so as always, want to thank our Patreon members for donating and keeping the show active and keeping Spirits Club active.
Absolutely.
So without further ado, folks, let's get screwy.
That could go some weird ways. It's not bad.
Not bad at all.
It's definitely sweet.
Yeah.
It's real sweet.
Yeah. This would go good, I think, with an ice cream. Like if you're making a milkshake of some form, add a little bit of this into it, into a vanilla milkshake. I think you'd be in for a treat. I like the sweetness of it, though. Honestly, it's not a syrupy sweet like you get with some of your rums. If you get a pineapple, it's not syrupy sweet like the Jim Beam apple we got the one time.
Because I'm not big on flavored stuff usually. It depends on what it is and depends on what the flavor is. So
Man.
This isn't that bad at all. I'm going to move this in case it's blocking the microphone down, so hopefully you guys are hearing this fine.
Ooh.
And it's warming. It warms you up. It's a good warming.
It does. Now we brought some Coke in, so I might end up mixing it here in a bit to kind of edge off the...
This kind of Coke, not not the other kind of
not
Coke
the other kind.
From South America.
We don't do Powder Club. All right, we don't do that. That's illegal. I like the taste. Yeah, I don't think you could drink a lot of this though.
It's a dessert whiskey. It'd be something like you would have a dessert and you would drink it with that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't just like pound down a bottle in an evening.
Nah.
Like, hey guys, let's all get Skrewball. Hey.
Right. Now I do like the taste that's sitting on my tongue right now. I find it to be a fantastic peanut buttery flavor. If you guys like peanut butter, I love peanut butter. So I'll eat it right out of the jar. It's got good protein levels and it's just delicious. So for me, that kind of like back end peanut butter taste is really nice compared to some of the other whiskeys that we've had.
It's like the aftertaste after you eat a Buckeye.
Yeah,
Because here in
that's
Ohio,
good. Yeah,
it's one of our
that's a
common
good,
like candies that we have here.
We sure do.
It's called a Buckeye.
Yeah.
It's chocolate wrapped in peanut butter.
Oh yeah, it's good. I used
And
to know
this
people that
kinda-
made it.
Yeah, this kind of tastes like what would be left on your tongue after you eat one.
I think if you took a Buckeye, like maybe 2 or 3 Buckeyes, put this in there, put it in the blender, and blended it all up. First of all, it's gonna be super overly sweet, but I think if you had it for like a dessert drink, I think it would be fantastic. But like I said, you couldn't have too much because it is super sweet. It does have a sweet taste to it, but I think the back end is probably one of my favorite back ends of whiskey that I think I've ever tried. It kind of negates the sometimes burning effect that you get from your Kentucky bourbons.
Now, this also is slightly lower proof than what we usually have. This is 70 proof. We usually have the 80 proof stuff. So this is 35% alcohol.
Yep.
So you could conceivably have a little bit more of this
Yeah,
than you would some of the other things that we've had, depending on in a sitting.
Mhm.
But the sweetness, I think, would kind of block that out a little bit. So you
Yeah.
still want to probably go easy on it.
I think the sweetness would probably upset your stomach if you had too much of it.
Mhm.
I think maybe a couple glasses, chilled maybe too. I think this would be really good chilled. I think this would be a whiskey that'd be if you set it in the freezer, and let it get super cold. I think it would be fantastic. Or even if you had it like this and had some ice handy. In the future, we're going to do that. I just need to get some better ice trays. I had these rubbery ice trays, and then it tastes them like rubber.
I was
Ice
thinking about
did.
just investing in some of those like ice.
The plastic things?
No,
Like
they're
the
made out
de-
of metal.
The Death Star looking one?
Yeah,
That thing
they're
looks
made out
cool.
of metal, and you just put them in. You put them in
Yeah.
the freezer and let them cool off, and then you put them in your drink, and it preserves the temperature.
Oh, I was talking about the ones where you just put the water in it, and then it freezes, and it's a little ice ball.
Oh, they have those
And you
too.
put it in. So maybe I'll get one of those actually, and then we'll try one of those out in the future. I like it. It's out of a scale of 1 to 5, I'm going to give it a 4 because of it being. I think like after a couple, after drinking it, I think 2 or 3 glasses of this, and you'd be fine. I think also it'd be a good mixing drink. But in terms of something I could sit and really go ham on, you can't really go ham on this kind of stuff. It's kind of sweet.
I wouldn't.
But 4. I'm going to give it a solid 4. I do like the taste.
I would give it a 4 too, because I think it doesn't compare quite on the same level as some of my favorite whiskeys, because those are undoubtedly more of a whiskey taste. But I do like that it's easy to drink. It doesn't go straight to your stomach. It doesn't go straight to your head. And I do like peanut butter. So, yeah, 4 counts for St. Germain's all around.
Yeah, 4 St. Germain's. I definitely agree with 4 St. We have yet to find a 5.
I've had some 5s, but we haven't agreed on any 5s.
Yeah, we haven't agreed on
Like
any
something
5s.
I called a 5. I don't remember what it was. Maybe the Sextons. Did I call that a 5?
Could have been a Sextons or could have been a Predator.
Could have been.
Predator was good, but it wasn't a 5. So I think in our grand quest of Spirits Club, I think it's gonna be me giving a 5, because I'm not gonna give a 5 very easy. It's gonna be real hard because liquors are something that I think they have to be perfect. They have to the first part of the taste has to go down smooth. If it burns a little, that's fine, because I like a good warming liquor especially when it's January, like it is here in Ohio. So having that go down and sort of kind of warm up your innards a little bit, I think that's really nice. And this does that, which is fantastic. My pros here on this one are going to be the taste, the smell. The smell is just, this is probably one of the best whiskeys I've ever. If we were judging this off just smell alone, I would give it a 5. Because I really enjoy that smell. It was a great smell when I opened it up.
Yep.
You know, sometimes when you open a whiskey and you smell it, it's kind of like you get what you call the kerosene effect.
Yeah, it's like a puff of just like alcohol smell that just assaults your nose.
Right.
And you got to be careful how you smell it. Like this, you can just you could probably walk around like this all day.
Oh man, it smells so good. Yeah. So if it was based on smell, I would give it a 5. But because it's a little bit, I think they could have dialed down the sweetness just a tad. But I don't think that would have been as beneficial to the whiskey itself. I think keeping it like this is how the whiskey should be. I know that sounds strange because you're probably thinking, well, why would you say that? because to me, knocking off a little bit of the sweetness would make it easier to consume more of, what like the true alcoholic would say, I guess. But I think that after so many, because I mean, sometimes you want to sit and you want to have a couple hours. You want to have like 5-6 hours to sit and sip some whiskey, not get too drunk, because you can sip whiskey for 4 or 5 hours and not even be drunk, have a great buzz going. But I think with the problem with this is, after you sip it so much, it's going to start getting kind of sickeningly sweet, but not to the point of a syrupy kind of like. A lot of your rums will end up being kind of syrupy. What was that one whiskey you got, the apple that was real syrupy?
The Jim Beam?
No. Bird Dog.
The Bird Dog.
It was real syrupy. But we didn't even drink much of that.
No, I took most of it home.
But yeah, I give it 4 St. Germains. I liked it. The pros for me are definitely the taste, the smell, and the and the price tag isn't too bad. It's about $26.
Which is pretty common for
yeah.
vanity kind of drinks.
Yeah.
Anything that's flavored like that, that is like a serious drink, is going to be in the $20 to $30 range usually.
Right. But on the negative side, on my cons list here, I think the taste, after a while, is going to be an issue. I think after a while you're going to be like, it's getting a little too syrupy, but maybe you get drunk by then, so it doesn't really.
Could be.
And that's really about it. The price tag wasn't too bad. For something that's, because we were at there, we saw a $219 bottle, and I'd be curious to see what the difference in taste is in that brand between $219 and maybe say like a $20 bottle. So yeah, 4 count St. Germains. I definitely recommend it. If you like peanut butter, you're gonna like this. Once again, it contains peanuts, so if you are allergic to peanuts, do not consume this. You will die. Like you will die, man.
Peanut allergies are a serious thing.
Yeah. So 4 count St. Germains. I definitely recommend purchasing it. We got it at our local grocery store. You can probably get it at yours or your local liquor store. I actually sent Spider a meme about this stuff. And I was like, I wonder how it tastes. And then we saw it today, and we had this rum in our hand next to the Bacardi. And I can't remember the name of that rum. Because they also make a bourbon, too. They made 2 bourbons. And, you know, it's either this or the rum. But the thing with rum is, rum is really weird to me unless it's flavored. And this kind of harkens back to the first time I ever tried 151. And it just did not sit right in my stomach. So rum is kind of like, you know, it's just, and I know 151 isn't the same, but it still had that rum taste. And the reason I like pineapple or coconut, because I can sip it straight. It's delicious. So on the old Saint Germain scale of taste, flavor, and all around goodness, this Uncanny Spirits Club gives it 4 Saint Germains. So we want to thank you for sitting here with us today to hear our review of Skrewball peanut butter flavored whiskey. Please join us in the next one when we'll probably get a rum next time, I think. Now, one other thing to note, this is a screw top. It's not a cork. And the one thing I noticed about corks is the smell seems to assault your nostrils a little bit harder than a plastic, or not a plastic, but a, what is that? Metal? Aluminum top. I prefer a cork, to be honest with you. I don't know if that's just because I like the way the sounds when you take the cork out. But Skrewball, and the front's pretty cool looking too. It's looks like a sheep or a lamb of some kind with I would believe to be a peanut butter, sort of like a run down there, and it's pretty interesting. Of course, it's not spelled the same way Skrewball would actually be spelled. It's got the K in it because, of course, you got to be a screwball to drink it. But yeah, I really enjoyed the flavor. I enjoyed the color's really nice. It's got a really nice sort of amberish, and like you said, like you can tell that peanut butter is in this.
Yeah, it looks like a match of peanut butter.
I'm kind of curious to see if they always put the government warnings in it. Oh, and actually, there is. So if you look, I don't know how easy it's going to be for you folks to see it. There's actually a little story in here about Skrewball, and it says Skrewball, and it gives a definition: individual who is not afraid to stray from the cliched things in life, a black sheep, one who has the courage to stand alone, but rarely does. And the rest of it I can't really tell because it's kind of dark. But yeah, it's got a little saying on the inside of there. You don't know if you saw that, did you? Have a look at that.
No. Maybe I'll pull off the label when I get back home.
Yeah, pull it off.
I'll leave some of it here for you, and we'll probably just split up the bottle.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That'll work perfect. But yeah, 4 count St. Germain's for me. 4 count St. Germain's from Spider.
Mm-hmm.
We want to thank you for joining us for another episode of This Uncanny Spirits Club, where we sit down and take a look at some of the odd liquors of life. You won't really see us reviewing Smirnoffs or...
Not some of the big names.
Because people already drink those on the daily basis. I think we're also going to be doing some beers here. What's the news on the chocolate stout
Hasn't
from
been bottled.
Hershey's?
It hasn't been bottled. It's Yingling, and they only have it on tap different places. So far, I cannot find it anywhere nearby us here in Ohio. Otherwise, we would go on location and try to get a couple of pints of it. But
because I think a chocolate, and I think maybe next time we should find a chocolate stout and see, because I haven't had one.
They have other brands and things too, so we can find other kinds that are really good. I know a few in my head that we can take a look at.
I think next time we'll do a beer review, because we haven't done one of those. We've done a lot of whiskeys. We've seen people are gonna be like, all you guys do is whiskey. You guys are drunks. But yeah, so Skrewball, 4 count St. Germain's, and as always, folks, why be boring when you can be uncanny? Cheers.